Hello ladies and gents, my name is Guilty Conscience and welcome to the Stream of Consciousness. This is a little series I'm putting together for the first-person shooter game Destiny called Crucible Etiquette. Anyone who enjoys both Destiny and PvP has entered the Crucible, and for long-time players, these tips will feel like second nature. As such, this video series is meant to help newcomers to Destiny and the Crucible. Even if you know all of this stuff, stick around. Or don't. I believe we all need reminders from time to time of the way of the Crucible. I myself am guilty of breaking etiquette, much to the chagrin of my teammates. In this video, I will offer tips to help you stay on your teammates' good side and contribute to an overall good experience in the Crucible. Tip number 1. Don't be a blueberry. Now, blueberries are typically players that don't play the objective and objective-based game types. They tend to run around like lost baby chicks, leaving their teammates, or they hug their teammates too much by blocking shots or doorways. The first thing to understand about any Destiny team-based PvP mode, you always want to be playing off of your team, not away, and definitely not for yourself. If you want to play Lone Wolf, I suggest playing Rumble, as you can play for yourself to your heart's content. In modes such as Control, Clash, Skirmish, Salvage, Doubles, Elimination, or anything else that requires teamwork and strategy, remember these words: play off of your team. Blueberries will either knowingly or unknowingly play in a selfish manner. We've all been there, maybe watched a teammate die and didn't help, blocked someone's shot, or goofed up a kill that led to a severe loss to the team, or we took the heavy ammo. But that is another matter entirely. More on that later. Pay attention to your surroundings and your team flow. Understand how each of your team members is playing the map. If the majority of your team is sitting on 2 flags, don't be the guardian that has to go cap flag 3 because it is there. Tip number 2. Find your role. Don't be the guardian that has to stand in the back of the map trying to get sniper kills while the rest of the team tries to capture an objective. On the other hand, don't be the only one rushing in with a shotgun against 2 or 3 enemies. You may get one, but a trade doesn't help if you're down in points. There are crucial roles to play during a Crucible match, and everyone kind of falls into their own role at the beginning of the match. The key here is to recognize what other players are doing, and then formulate a strategy based off of their playstyle. Adapt to what they are doing. If your team is rushing in to capture a point, or an area full of enemies and you're confident with a sniper rifle, then go ahead and cover them. You might just be able to stuff a super or cancel out a major play by the other team. Snipers provide good cover fire and can lock down specific lanes on the map. If this is something you are good at, then I suggest you trying to fulfill that role. However, if your entire team is sniping, then it's time to change up your tactics. To much of the chagrin of the community, shotguns are a powerful asset to have, but they shouldn't be used in the way that they're being used now, as primary weapons. Shotguns are high-pressure weapons meant to punish reckless players that aren't paying careful attention to their surroundings or are not focused on close-quarters combat. If you excel at getting in close, then shotguns are your thing, but don't be so aggressive that you run off on your own, trying to kill the entire team. Stick near your teammates. Stick to the close-quarters areas and lock down tight spaces. Don't run full tilt out in the open, trying to close the distance on that sniper, because you risk getting primaried or shot in the head by a sniper. Speaking of which, use your primary weapon. I know you can't kill in one hit, unless you're Hawk Moon, but primary weapons are meant to be your main source of damage output. They can fill a variety of roles that your secondary weapons can't, and that is an important factor to understand. I don't care what you use, but make sure your primary is your first go-to damage source, and leave your secondary where it is, as a secondary option that is designed to fill a specific role and cater to a specific playstyle. This is a huge section, so I will end with this. You need to be able to switch your role on the fly so that you can better adapt to what your teammates are doing. I know some may not like to snipe or shotgun, but it is vital that you become competent in either area so that you can fill in the gaps of your team. Now, I didn't mention fusion rifles because they are not in a good place, but hopefully with the new patch, a place will be found for these wonderfully interesting weapons. Tip number 3, heavy ammo. How many times has it happened that the one guy picks up heavy ammo and leaves his team high and dry? Too many. By now, most of us know that heavy is supposed to be a team effort to grab. To this I say, choosing to wait or grab heavy is a situational decision-making process at best. Honestly, don't wait for the entire team. Just don't. You risk being supered and killed either before or right after you pick it up. Instead, wait for at least 4 guardians, more than half your team, to get there before you grab it. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but sometimes you gotta grab it quickly before the other team so that you can have the positional advantage. Now, there are cases where picking up heavy before any of your teammates can get to it, and that is if you are specifically being rushed by the opposition. This is the only time when it is okay to pull heavy by yourself. That means that other guardians who mean mug someone for trying to protect the heavy ammo are in the wrong. Ask yourself this question if you're one of those guardians. Is it better to deny the enemy heavy or let them have both? Sometimes you have to make that play and grab the heavy because the other team is applying the pressure. There are even certain maps where it is not beneficial to wait for teammates because of the proximity of the 2 heavy locations. This is why I say it is a situational choice. It is up to you to assess the situation and decide whether or not it is time to pull heavy or not. But in the end, try not to mean mug for any reason. Remember, this is a game. We're all here to have fun. We're all here to play and learn and grow as a community. So be positive to each other, Guardians. That's the important thing to remember. Well, that's it for Crucible Etiquette today. I will be making more videos in the future addressing other areas of the Crucible, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hit the like if you enjoyed. Hit the subscribe for continued updates. I have been Guilty Conscience, and this has been the Stream of Consciousness. Later, Guardians.